watching. I'm here with Dorking Wanderers manager Marc White. Slightly under the weather, Dorking Wanderers manager Marc White. So thanks for joining us, Marc. I know you're feeling a little bit grim. So if I may, I'll start, as I always do, a recap on the last game rather, which was obviously Tonbridge away last Saturday. Disappointing day on the road, I think it's fair to say, with a 3-1 defeat. What did you make of it?
No, I was really disappointed at Tonbridge. It was a really rare, poor performance. I think anyone that follows us knows we seldom put in a poor performance, and this year, amongst all of the kind of injury crisis, if you like, it's been more bad luck than poor performances. But the first half was just a bit out of character, really. I think they may have potentially maybe took the game for granted a little bit too much, which again is out of character for us. But I thought it was one of those you just want to put in the blip box, really. I think it's the first time we've been beaten by more than one goal for 2 years. We do get beat, it tends to be a close game. So I think all-round disappointment on the day. The fans clapping us off was tremendous. That's my highlight at Tonbridge. In any given season, there will be the odd performance like that, and I'd like to think that one's behind us, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely, and yeah, it was disappointing. The fans were superb. The way they clapped the team at the end, they really showed how loyal they are as a group. It's always nice to try and find a positive on what was a disappointing day, and I've got to say, it was great to see Matt Briggs come on and on his way back. Yeah,
completely. I mean, we're 7 games in, and it's a really strong league, and you can throw a blanket over most teams at the moment. It's that time of the year. Obviously, it's not the start we wanted, but this is we're in a different season now. We've had a lot of we've had significant challenges on the pitch that have not helped us along the way. And obviously there's things we all could have done better, management team, players as well, but there's definitely a load more green shoots around the place than there have been in the last 4 or 5 weeks. Not least the return of many of our players that have been sidelined, and that really does make us a stronger proposition.
Absolutely, yeah. It has been an injury-prone start to the season. So, so tomorrow we turn our attentions back to the FA Cup and the visit of Weston-super-Mare here at Meadowbank.
Yeah, no, I can't wait. Can't wait to get stuck into this one. Obviously, never played Weston before. As I said last week, heard lots of good things about them. Seem a really nice club. A team that like most teams at this level can do well on their day, the FA Cup is the big leveller, and everybody's any players on your team that maybe don't fancy it, and I'm talking about the opposition team here. If ever you've got a team which maybe at times don't fancy it, and in the league you might say, oh, we're hitting them at the right time and all that. FA Cup, everybody's at it really because they want to progress. So be a really tough game. Obviously we're excellent down here, we know that, and in front of our fans. We're looking forward to them applauding the boys on the pitch again and getting a win for them. And we're only 20 years old. We've only been in this third qualifying round, I believe, twice before, and we want to get into the 4th qualifying round for the first time ever. I believe Weston have been in it 2 out of the last 3 years. But this club's all about, we're a very young club, Chris, and sometimes our name, the success we've had, doesn't do us any favours. And people always say to you, oh, you're going to win the league this year, is it this year you're going to go up? And you're thinking, blimey, I'm looking at some of the names of these teams in our divisions. They've been in this division for 20 years. They've been full-time for 6 years. It's but our name often goes, our name and our profile of our success sometimes means that expectations are, I wouldn't say unrealistic, but certainly too heightened. And I think our fans know that, and that's what I love about it. I think our fans genuinely know that our mentality is always the underdog. You know, like, we come from park football, we're punching above our weight, and listen, we're not a low budget team. We're honest about that. You know, we're in a top 8, you know, budget probably in our division, and we expect to be in that sort of area. But you know, going back to the core point, you know, we've only ever had 2 third qualifying rounds, the FA Cup, and this is the club. And every year I like to look back and say, well, what was the record? What did we achieve? What was the first last year? You know, last year, you know, our finishing position was the highest ever in club history. You know, a brilliant accolade to everybody. And I'd hope tomorrow can be another first. You know, I want to be in the draw, because our fans then, the old ears are twitching on Monday, in the draw, looking for a home draw to get to the old sacred ground of the first round proper, mate.
Yeah.
So we're going to give it our all, and we're going to, you know, hope I know our fans are going to get right behind us, mate, down here. That's what they'll do.
Yeah, and on that note, Cup fever certainly seems to have kicked in. The ticket sales are high.
Yep.
Tomorrow. It looks like we're going to have a great crowd down here. If you haven't bought a ticket yet, you can do online, or the turnstiles will be open tomorrow. Fan zone's open from 1, and we're showing Premier League football in there, either side of the footy on the pitch,
yep.
the FA Cup footy on the pitch. So overall, it sounds like it's going to be an exciting day. So bring it on.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Yeah, that's it. So, yeah, well, for a club like us, getting to 4th qualifying round even is a real big accolade for us. So we're all focused on tomorrow, and we'll let the bigger picture take care of itself. You know, that's what we'll do. I'm very happy with the players we've got down here. Don't feel the need at all to bring anybody in. James Tilley, young James, has gone back to Crawley. It didn't quite work out here. His loan spell, he got injured in the middle of it, so that was a shame for James. And we've now got, barring Wes Fogden, who's long term, everybody else is fit in one way, shape or form. So it's how we use them and whether they're ready for starts or what. But it bodes well in the next 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Mark. Well, look, I'm gonna let you crack on and get yourself a lemon sip.
Yep.
And good luck tomorrow. And I'll catch up to you next
mate.
week. Cheers.
Cheers.